What's up, y'all? Got another video today. Today we're reacting on rappers and actors that a lot of people don't know that these people do not follow the God of the Bible, okay? And a lot of people just go with just because a person give thanks to God, it doesn't necessarily mean the God of the Bible, all right? It means that they're giving thanks to their God. But we gonna get into it. We got a rapper here by the name of Skrilla, as y'all should know, with the terminology of the kids saying 6, 7. Like, people don't really know the real meaning behind that. He's giving thanks to his God. We're gonna get into it, man. I already did my introduction, so we're gonna get into it.
So I'm 40, but I'm looking at these kids on every timeout, just hitting.
Excuse for the language in advance, y'all. Okay? Excuse the language. Excuse the language. Excuse the language. I apologize.
Doing this all the time, and at that time I'm unaware. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still learning new shit too. I got my nephew. Yeah, I got my nephew living with me. He's teaching me things. Right? He's like, "Oh, you don't know who this is, or you don't know who that is." I start digging into it a little bit. I'm learning. I'm like, "Oh, well, what they're saying on the internet that it's this."
And that is that.
Yeah, and that is that. You know what I mean? And it's all over the place.
For sure, for sure.
So we got the opportunity to sit down with the man himself, Skrilla, and I gotta know, cause I'm at the gym one day, and a kid's telling me about his life, right? It's just random shit, and he's like, "Oh, well, I used to do he's talking to me about religion and God, and he's like, "Well, I used to do voodoo."
Voodoo, yeah.
And I'm intrigued. I was high as hell, and he starts talking to me, and I'm like, an hour deep into this story, I ain't even working out right there, right?
Yeah.
And then do a little bit of the Googles, and you do a lot of different shit.
For sure, for sure.
You know what I mean? So how did that? How was? I want to start right there.
Me, I don't. First off, I don't do voodoo though. I don't do voodoo. I do palo. And you know, there's a lot of different branches of it though. So basically, to make it clearer and make it real simple for you though, so you can get an understanding. If you ever trying to do research, you search up Ifa. Search up Ifa. There's different branches of it though, but just to make it real simple to you, just search up Ifa. I do Ifa, and that's my religion. And I'm born into my religion though. Like, I'm a born Santo. My mother is Santo. My grandmother Santo. Like, I was born into my religion though, so it's not like something that I just like, yo, I was Christian, and I just like, yo, I'm born Santo.
Could you break that down for me? Like, I'm the dummy here.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me to break it down.
Y'all catch that? He almost said he would Chris, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I hope bro ain't capping. And he did grow up in the church. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? But hey, that's neither here nor there. But I guess he used that as an example. Anyway, but back to it, y'all.
No, but when you asked me to break it down though, what's the
Like,
meaning
for me,
of
what
you?
is the simplest understanding of what your religion is?
Because what's your religion?
Christianity.
All right, so that's like me saying, that's like.
Why you ain't stand on that? Like, he's standing on his. If you're a so-called Christian, bro, why you hesitate, fam? You was scared to say it in front of him or something? Man, nah, bro. Don't be repping. Hey, don't be repping us, bro. And you repping like, if anything, Christianity. Nah, bro. Nah, don't be on the fence. You either in it or you ain't. You know what I'm saying? Do all that capping, cuz.
Like me saying, can you break Christianity down to me? To me.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying though?
Absolutely.
So when people ask me that question, it's kind of like,
If anybody asks me that question, I'm not finna be like, let No, I'm gonna tell you the gospel. He might not like to explain it because it's so much secrecy, it's so much darkness. Like if you tell that to a person, they gonna be like, "What in the world? Like, what are you doing? You're doing what now?" You know what I'm saying? But over here, we ain't gotta do all that. You know what I'm saying? Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice. We ain't gotta make no sacrifice unto no false deity. None of that. Jesus was the ultimate sacrifice. He died and rose. And he's alive. Okay? So that's just like, bro really just made me mad. If you believe in Christ, man, stand on that. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. Stand on it. And it seemed like he got some curiosity, he got some doubts, and he got some, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting from the brother on the with the white shirt on. You know what I'm saying? But either way, hey, somebody asked me, what's the breakdown of Christianity? I'm going to let them know. You know what I'm saying? Jesus, the Son of God, came down to earth, partner, to die for our sins, which he came and did. He was the only person that ever lived that was perfect. You know what I'm saying? He died. He was the only human being that died and rose again and had 500 witnesses to prove so. To prove that he died and rose. They seen him, 500 witnesses seen him alive, man. Because the tomb was empty. It's empty. You know what I'm talking about? Let me get back to it, y'all.
Well, I guess what is your natural belief?
I believe in God just as well as you, though. I believe in God. I believe there's one God. Yeah. I believe there's one God, but we do have ancestors. We all have ancestors that we could tap into, though. And it's ancestors that we could tap into, though, and we could, it's a lot of things that you could do.
I know I'm stopping this a lot, but when you dead, you dead. Ain't no talking to your ancestors. Okay? You talking to demons. They see your ignorance and they're like, oh yeah, they thinking I'm their grandma. I'm gonna show up as the characteristics of their grandma. Cause they can shapeshift. Demons can shapeshift. And they're in another realm, so they can shapeshift. Okay? I'm appear to them as their grandmother, familiar spirit. I'm going to come to them as a familiar spirit. They don't know that. They thinking I'm their grandma. Or they thinking I'm their cousin. Or they thinking I'm their best friend and their homeboy that just passed away. And I'm not. And I'm going to tell them everything that's going to lead them to damnation. Everything that's going to cause them to cause chaos in this world. I'm going to say whatever to cause confusion to their mind and keep them distracted from knowing the truth. I want to keep them bound to sin. Okay? The worshiping of ancestors it's not real, yo. I mean, they do it. Don't get me wrong, people do it. But you're not doing up to dead people. Because when you die, you die. You're not here. You're not lingering around. You're not chilling. You don't come back here. It's none of that. Demons. Demons are stuck here. They can't go until that day. So they're stuck here. You get what I'm saying? They're stuck here. Until that judgment day happen. And Jesus come down. He got the key. You know what I'm saying? In the end. But right now, they're moving and grooving upon the earth. And they're not going to come up to you. If a demon was to come up to you and you would have seen a demon of his actual look, you would be terrified. So, of course, they're going to come to you to someone that's familiar to you, that has passed away. You green. Like, y'all gotta, man, look, don't just be following what everybody else do. Just said it, just because they say, I heard from my auntie, I heard from my grandma, they told me to do this. No. I hate to tell you, but that wasn't them. It's a familiar spirit. Because you'll know, like, some of the dreams, because I'd have had a few dreams where I'd have had a loved one pass, and then they were in my dream, and they said something. I understood what they said, but I'm like, man, you would never say that. Like, what? That dream that makes sense. Like, Why would you say that? Because it wasn't them. I used to believe that. My grandma came and talked to me, woo woo woo, and then, but it didn't make sense. And then most of the time when you had these dreams, you'll see the outer figure of the person that you remember that passed away, but sometimes you can't even see their face. That's another reason. That's another way you can know if you've seen a familiar spirit, because you don't see the exact face. It's something a little off about them, whether their characteristic is a little off, or their face a little off, or the way they reacting is a little off. You know what I'm saying? If they weren't acting like that on earth, why in the world they finna act like this when they dead? It's because it ain't them. It's something imitating them, an entity that's imitating them to get to you. But that's neither here nor there. We're gonna get back into the interview
with your ancestors.
But make sure you heard what I said. Like, ain't no praying to no ancestors. You're praying to demons. Okay?
It's also known as your orishas, though. It's a lot of things that they can help you with, though, because we got ancestors watching over us, and it's a lot of...
No, you don't. They gone.
Stuff that you could talk to them about. Nice. And it's a lot of things that you could do, though. It's ancestors for everything. We have a lot of ancestors. And, like, for example, one of I'm crowned by Chango, but... one of my favorite ancestors, one of my favorite orishas, though, that I like really into is Agun, and his life story, though. Agun, and he's the honorable of all metal, though. So, and I feel like just being in the streets, though, you should always try to be close to Agun. Agun is like metal, like guns, knives, the streets, basically, though. So when you real close to Agun, he's gonna make sure you protect it. Like he
Ain't no protection in the streets from the devil. Okay? That is an entity, probably a demon, that is given a name. And people actually believe that these gods that they serve, these entities, these demons, they're territorial. They believe that these demons actually protecting them. No, they're territorial, because they're feeding off of what you're giving them, what you're sacrificing unto them. They're feeding off of that. So, of course, they're not going to let another demon come into the vicinity of trying to take what they're eating off of you from. And you're not even protected. You're just opening up more doors for more demons to come in. So you're sacrificing things up into this false God, this deity that is just like, give it all to me so that I can get stronger and bigger, so that I can have you, your children, your children's children, and your children's children, and I can feed off of you. But this is actually sad, bro. God, the one true God, has all power and authority. Satan has none. All of these entities that they worship him, it falls under Satan. Satan is the author of lies. He's very deceitful. So it doesn't matter if you're worshiping him directly, but the fact that you're worshiping something other than God, that is his goal. He don't want you to worship the one true God. He wants you to worship self. He wants you to worship deities. He wants you to worship ancestors. He wants you to worship other gods. He wants you to worship your career. He wants you to worship your job. He wants you to worship a lifestyle. It don't matter what it is. He just don't want you to worship the one true God. So these people say, hey, I'm not worshiping Satan, but I'm worshiping this deity. What do you think that deity fall up under? The kingdom of darkness. Lord, help these people so, man. They deceive. They deceive.
Yeah, make sure that he'll do a lot for you though. He'll do a lot for you in the streets though, like keep you out of jail. It's a lot of stuff that I going.
He ain't gonna keep you out of jail. You in jail. You in slavery. You're bound. Cause you gotta do all these things to receive protection. False protection. To receive blessings. False blessings. You have to do all of these works. And then at the end, you still have to pay with your life. Y'all can go down the list of how many people worship false deities and they sacrifice unto deities and they pass away. Out of nowhere. They just be gone. They don't even be old. They should be gone. Die, overdose, killed, shot, car accident, gone. Cause you got the devil gonna come back and collect, which means your life. You done dedicated your life to him, not knowing that you dedicated it to him, because you sacrificed unto the demons and different deities and different or whatever. You doing all this majority of your life. Then the devil's like, you know what? It's time. I'm come and collect. Because you got enough doors open. I'm going to have your children. I'm going to have your family. Cool. Now I can take you. You know what I'm saying? But you have a choice. I believe that majority of these people that do this, religious, cultists, whatever you want to call it, anything that's other than the God of the Bible, anything other than Jesus Christ, you are doing unto other deities. It ends with death. And I'm not just saying the death of leaving this earth. It ends in death, as in eternal death, eternal damnation. It's just tragic. It's tragic. And what people do is they follow because they look at the fame and the fortune and all that. Do you know that is of the world? Fame, fortune, money, cars, women, drugs. That is of the world. This is the so-called success of the world. People are looking at it like, well, this person got all this, but they worship this God. Let me look more into that. It's a trap. Most of these rappers are dying before they even reach 30 or 40. For real, for real. If they do reach 30 or 40, they're not getting past 40 or 35. You know what I'm saying? But it's just all of my people perish for lack of knowledge. Oh, they do. And the thing about these individuals, they're not ashamed of what they're doing because they know to an extent, well, they believe in an extent that this is what got them in a position. You know, just like in Santeria, they believe it's what's the name of the, I forgot the name of the deity that they worship, but it's the spirit of death. And they believe that the spirit of death protects them from death. Deception. Deception doesn't protect you from death. Only thing that can protect you from death is the one who defeated death. Okay, amen. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? He defeated death. So that's the only one that can defeat death. All right. But let's get back to it, man. Yeah.
Could do for you though, but that's just me breaking down one of the research for you though, just so you can kind of get an example though. But Agun is our one of our ancestors, are also known as Orishas.
Yeah, man, it's so many other. It's a list of rappers, man. You got 21 Savage, he in E5. You got Jay Versace. You know, he is a producer. He into E5. They supposedly say Playboy Cardi into that. Not 100% sure. I just think he all over the place right now. But Stunner 4 Vegas, he openly lets people know what he do. Like, you can see it. He put it out there. Same as Skrilla, same as 21, and Summer Walker. Summer Walker. You know, these people are not ashamed of who they serve. And people look at it as, oh, they're successful. They're successful, so that must be some truth to what they're saying about what they do and who they serve. It's deception. And people fall for that because of the lust of the eye. They see that their lifestyle is good. They got money. They're successful. But it's deception. When these people go home, they got to think about all what they go through. They got to be on drugs. They got to do sacrifices. They got to see all this stuff. They got to deal with demons. Do you hear me? Don't think that these folks ain't going home and going to sleep and having nightmares, sleep paralysis, all the above going on when they go home. You just seeing what they allowing you to see so that you can fall into the trap. These people going through hell and high water at home. And if they not and they comfortable in their sin, then they already doomed, unfortunately. But I believe they go through a lot of attacks. And let them have one sense of, oh, I want to leave this. I don't want to be a part of this no more. Who? Where? You gone. You out of there. You know what I'm saying? Or you getting attacked. Like, you got to go through a whole bunch. Because you open up so many doors. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to look at this other clip of him, actually saying some stuff. And him not denying a lot,
Exactly do you represent?
I'm a Santo. I do Palo. I'm a Santo.
What's that mean exactly?
Like all that sacrificing goats and all that shit not just for like, that's real life.
You sacrificed a goat?
You seen that shit, bro. That's real life, bro.
Really?
I sacrifice goats, chickens, mice. Like, I do shit for certain shit, though. Like, I'm not allowed to explain it how you want me to explain it. I think how you want me to explain it, but yeah.
Well, I can do my research. That's interesting.
It ain't even gonna, you're not even gonna find it
It's
like
hard
that.
to Google. Yes.
So why is he not able to explain it? It's a secrecy. It's a secrecy. People over here like Christian, you're not trying to hide. It's nothing to hide because it's the truth. The only reason you try to hide something is because you got a lie to cover up, right? It's a false hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh. And people are so confused. And they're so drawn to this. They'll accept anything but the one true God. They hate to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna check out this clip right here of Michael B. Jordan as well, an actor that, most people thought that he was Christian. But this clip right here is gonna show otherwise.
Michael B. Jordan, the B stands for Bakari, which means of noble promise.
Correct. You know your stuff.
All right. Who gave you that name, and how do you think it shaped the man you are today?
I'm a Babalawo, and my mom, when I was born, I got...
Did y'all catch that? I'm gonna go back just a little bit so y'all can hear it.
Michael B. Jordan, the B stands for Bakari, which means of noble promise.
Correct. You know your stuff.
All right. Who gave you that name, and how do you think it shaped the man you are today?
I'm a Babalawo, and my mom, when I was...
Mama baba lava wow. Whatever he said. Mama lava wow. You know what I'm saying? Baba lawu. You know what I'm saying? I'm out now. Most of y'all that want to know what a baba lawu is. Hold on, let me go back to it. A baba lawu, the meaning of it is a father of secrets or father of mysteries in Yoruba. Is a highly trained high priest of Ifa oracle in Aruba traditional religion. They serve as the divine spiritual healers and custodians of cultural wisdom, blah blah blah. In Ifa religion, and also the dude Skrilla, he mentioned what did he say? The entity that also follows. Orisha, I think he said Orisha. That also follows up under Ifa as well. Okay? And for those that don't know what Ifa is, I got you, bruh. Y'all know what a Babalawu is. Now, I'm gonna look up Ifa real quick for y'all. Ifa is a comprehensive Yoruba spiritual tradition and divination system originated in West Africa, encountered on wisdom, destiny, and the deity. Y'all see that? The deity of Orunmila. It focuses on aligning a person's life with their destiny. False. Deception. You know what I'm talking about? The straight deception, bro. It tells you right there. It has deity in the definition. It's a worship up into a deity. Okay? Like, y'all, man, look. Now, I'm going to come over here and let y'all know that God don't play when it comes to having other gods before him. All right? It says in Exodus 20, verse 3, you shall have no other gods before me. God ain't playing, man. He not playing. He meant that. And also, now I'm going to read this to y'all. This is 1 Corinthians 10 and 19. What do I imply then? That food offered to idols is anything or that? An idol is anything. No, I imply that what pagans sacrifice, they offer to demons, not to God. I do not want you to be participants with demons. A deity, if it's not God, it's a demon. Okay? It's a demon. It clearly says here, no, I imply what pagan sacrifice they offer to demons and not to God. I do not want you to be participants with demons. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons, and you cannot partake of the table of the Lord and the table of demons. So if you have someone that is claiming that they worship God, the one true God, but they're doing all of these things, they're not worshiping the one true God. They're worshiping this deity. They're worshiping this demon. And you cannot, what is that? You cannot drink of the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. Okay? Also, you cannot partake at the table of the Lord and the table of demons. Self-explanatory, y'all. Like, for real. You can't do that. And I have one more. Is Psalms 115. What is it? Psalms 115:4. But their idols are silver and gold made by humans' hands. They have mouths but cannot speak, eyes but cannot see. They have ears but cannot hear, noses but cannot smell. They have hands but cannot feel, but cannot walk. Feet but cannot walk, nor can they utter a sound with their throats. Those who make them will be like them, and so all who trust in them. He's saying they dead. And a lot of people worshiping ancestors. They're dead. A lot of people are worshiping graven images of people who passed away. They're dead. Ancestors gone. Demons are here. And they're feeding off of your ignorance of worshiping these false gods. They're feeding off of it. Okay? Because they know that they doomed. So they just like, while we here, man, we finna take from these ignorant humans. You know? But it's saying that they cannot hear, they cannot smell, they're not alive. Okay? Jesus is alive. And then I'm going to go up above that so that y'all know how we ended up here in Psalms 115. Not to us, Lord, not to us, but your name be glory. To your name be the glory because of your love and faithfulness. Why do the nations say, where is their God? Our God is in heaven. He does whatever he pleases, whatever pleases him. But their idols are silver and gold, made by human hands. They have mouths, they cannot speak, eyes, they cannot see. They have ears, they cannot hear, noses, they cannot smell. They have hands, they cannot feel, feet, they cannot walk, nor can they utter a sound of their throats. Graven images of false deities, man. And that's not pertaining to exactly what we talk about, but they're speaking on things that are not alive. Our God is alive. How we know He's alive? You can feel His spirit. He is alive. His word is alive. They can't say that. They can't say, "Oh, I hear from," you're hearing from a demon. Okay. Yeah, y'all. That kind of wraps up. Kind of wraps up all about this right here, because this is a heavy topic. This is more to say, be mindful of what your kids are listening to, what they're intaking on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever it is. Be mindful of what they're listening to, because it may seem harmless, but it's always something behind. There's always nothing is coincidental. Nothing. So be mindful of what your children watch, hear, listen to. Protect their eye gates and ear gates. Yes, you can't watch them 24/7, but be mindful. Pay attention to the signs and the characteristics of your children and what they're saying around the house, what they're singing around the house. Because a lot of kids were listening to this song because it had do 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 do. It was catchy, and their friends singing it. But you don't know what you're chanting over your life and in your homes and in your schools. Like, they don't know, so they're just chanting it because it's what they hear. And most of their favorite rappers and actors, and they're following them. They're listening to their music. They're consuming. And I say y'all have to lock in with y'all kids, man. Teenagers, lock in with them. See what they listening to. Don't be so distant and just allowing them to grow. Yeah, yes, you can allow them to grow, but it's okay to check in and see what your kids listen to. Check out their playlist. Hey, what you got playing over there? Let me hear some of your tunes. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that your kids is straight and not consuming, bad fruit into their ear and eye gates. Because them kids not knowing that's what they're speaking over their lives, this may open up a door. You singing 6-7, not knowing the heart intentions of this man when he sung that song, or the intentions behind that song being made. Let alone with what your eye gaze, letting kids watch certain movies that certain actors play in. How do you think these people get into these characters when it comes to acting? It's not just pure skills. Some of them are actually becoming the entity that was created for that movie. They're talking to demons to get into the character role. They talk about it openly in different interviews. You have plenty of people. Taraji, Michael B. There was another lady. They open about it, man. It's interviews. If you type in interviews of actors and how they get into the mode of acting, they'll say, "Hey, I had to get into this dark place." Even Chad, the guy that passed away, the one who did Black Panther, and also the other dude, what's his name, that played in Snowfall. That man said he had to, he was in darkness. He had to consume a spirit to play the role that he did, and he had to go through a lot after that. He had to pray and do a whole lot of stuff after to get whatever entity he had welcomed into his life off of him. And man, nothing is coincidental. Everything happened for a reason. And sometimes a lot of that stuff is in your face, but we refuse to look deeper into it. Oh, that's just no. Everything is spiritual, baby. Your eye gates are precious. Your ear gates are precious. Be careful what you watch. Be careful what you listen to. You gotta be, man, because Satan gotta be strategic, man. And for some people, he don't have to be strategic. He just put it straight in your face. You either take the bait or you don't bite. A lot of people bite the bait, and they get snatched into his kingdom, just like that. So be mindful. Satan walks around like a lion on a prowl, seeking whom he may devour, whom he may trick, whom he may pull into his kingdom, whom he may deceive, right? Whom he may pull away from Christ, or pull away from even knowing about Christ, or even searching for Christ. That's his main goal, is to not let us know the truth about God, the one true and living God. Let us not know about Jesus Christ. He don't want us to know about him, because if we find out and we know about Christ, then we know our identity in Christ. And also we know our authority in Christ. So he don't want that to happen. So get what? He gonna throw everything our way to distract us, pull us away, deceive us, pull us away from. But we all have a choice now. Like I said, he can't make you bite that bait. He can put the bait in front of you and dangle it. And it can look pleasant, and you either bite it, or you be like, nah, that ain't it. That's all he can do. He can't make us do anything. So he ain't got that. He ain't got no power. He ain't got no power. But if you allow him to get power over your life by an agreement of something, then he got you. But by the grace of God, I pray that all of y'all seek Jesus Christ for yourself, seek the Lord yourself, read the word for yourself, pray to God for yourself. Because it's getting crazy out here, man. Don't be deceived, man. Time running out. Jesus coming back soon. I love y'all, man. That concludes the end of this video. If you made our way to the end, make sure y'all liking, subscribing to the channel, hit your notification bell, sharing my videos, whatever you do it to the glorification of God. You get what I'm saying? If you feel led to share my video, share my video. If you feel led to like it, like it. Get likes so, the algorithm go up and this can be on more and more timelines so that people can see the video. But without further ado, I love y'all, man. I'll see y'all in the next one, and y'all be blessed.